Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte. Today, I'm your host, Alan, and we are delighted that you have chosen to be here with us today. And a special shout out to all of you people on YouTube and Facebook. So I encourage you to like us and to share all the wonderful happenings here at CSL Charlotte with all of your friends. And if you want to know more yourself, then just go to our website, cslcharlotte.org. And while you're there, you can easily put in a prayer request, subscribe, or discover all the wonderful new happenings here. So let me tell you a little bit about who we are. We are a New Thought community based on the science of mind. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, was a man on a mission because he combined all of the knowledge and wisdom from all of the world's religions into a new and improved modern package. And so if this is for you, you know where to find us. So let me tell you a little bit about what we do here. We encourage people to have their own individual philosophies, and you don't have to leave your nature of knowledge. And in fact, you can just show up and do you. And we are a diverse community, and we encourage people from all sexualities, walks of life, physical distinctions, and racial ethnicities, because spirit is diverse too. And whether you call spirit God, or love, or peace, or divine intelligence, whatever you call spirit is your own personal relationship with it. And we also honor many holy scriptures here, such as the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Dhammapada, just to name only a few. So let me tell you about the vision we have here at CSL Charlotte. We are a community that trains leaders, future leaders, to expose, to teach, and live the science of mind principles in all aspects of our lives. And if you want to connect more with our community, then I encourage you to go to our weekly Tuesday night consciousness meetings, where we get together in a more intimate group and we support each other. So I encourage you to check that out. And I would like to give you a quote before I introduce our fabulous leader. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. And that quote is by Maya Angelou. And the person I'd like to introduce next is just as fabulous as Maya Angelou, is our wonderful Reverend Rosedale Jones.
Oh, thank you, Brother Alan A. Team. So anyway, everyone, welcome to CSL Charlotte. Now, as he mentioned, the YouTube listeners and virtual community and everybody everywhere, you are so welcome. Not to mention the people in person. Okay, we also have a in-person community going on now, so welcome and welcome to CSL. I'm going to say Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte, so you know what CSL stands for. The next thing is, this is the Mind, Body, Spirit Center. So knowing that, the first thing we do is we open up our celebration services on Sundays with an affirmative prayer. And what happens now is that you're in for a special treat because you got a wonderful lady named Reverend Dr. Wanda, and she's going to open us up with a prayer affirmatively. So again, this is your treat, because just before that, just after her, you're going to hear the talk, which is cultivating passion, purpose, and self-awareness. And above all, I can't think of anybody better that could pray that in, simply because I know Wanda knows about this cultivation. So let her start. Dr. Wanda, please pray us in.
Good morning, everyone. It is my honor and privilege to be able to pray you in this morning, and I truly mean that. It is such an honor. So right here, right now, what I'd like for you to do is settle in to this morning's service, to be present, to release anything that came before this moment, be in present moment, and just be here now. Because what I know is that this morning we are surrounded by a sea of possibility and potentiality. And here at CSL Charlotte this morning, the talk is about cultivating passion. What is passion? Passion is that inner thing, that innate thing, that compelling urge that cannot be denied. It is part of our spiritual DNA. It is the thing that drives us. It is the thing that gives us the excitement for life. And when we join together each morning, as each person comes here to be renewed, to be elevated, to be enlightened, to be empowered, to be educated, I know right here and right now that we remove ourselves from any chaos in the world. This place is a safe place. And as I relax into this place, what I know is we're like fish in the sea, as we cannot give the sea to each other. We are in the sea. We are swimming in a sea of possibility and potentiality. And as we move to and fro, one fish moves one way and the other fish moves with it. And the other fish moves with it and the other fish moves with it. And there may be chaos, storms going on all around us above this ocean, this sea of love and potentiality. But we don't feel it because we are centered in the goodness, the lovingness, the light, the compassion, the empathy that God is. That's that thing, that universal one presence that I choose to call God. And so this morning, we have this magnificent place to show up where each person is allowing their light to illume this room in which we all are. And not only here, but we are part of the collective lights that are going on one at a time everywhere in the world, in the universe. We are joining in that beauty, that mosaic, that picture of love. Love is the highest vibration in the world. Love conquers all. And that is the truth. And so right here, I welcome you this morning, knowing that you were intended to be here or you wouldn't be. You are where you were intended to be. You are where you need to be. You're where you are embraced, encouraged, and loved. And so with that, I am so happy to be present, to be able to support Reverend Rosedale, because I know that each week she opens herself, empties herself of anything other than this moment, and allows Spirit to speak through as and in her, as she relates the message that each of us need to hear. And we each hear what we need to hear in the place of our own spiritual evolution. And so right here and right now, I just say thank you. Thank you for the ability to be here. Thank you for the ability to pray you. And thank you for the knowledge of the magnificence of each and every person who has shown up here this morning. And with that, I simply release this into a law that knows only good. And I say, and so it is.
Whoa, and so it is. I receive every bit of that, Dr. Wanda, including the part about the fish. You know, fish do not ask people for water. They do not ask each other for water. I love it. Thank you so much. Good point. So next on our platform, we have our reader, and that's Geraldine Campbell, aka Groovy G. Now, Groovy G is a lifelong student, and she is in this philosophy because she's seeing what she can learn. And what I love most about her is that she's learning her purpose every time she asks a question, every time she utters anything out. So after Groovy's reading, pay attention to the song, Imagine. John Lennon is going to give us a glimpse on what could happen in a world where there's no people, there's nothing out, but then all of a sudden we all show up and then we get to understand what it's like to cultivate passion, purpose, and self-awareness. Ruby G, let it do what it do.
Good morning, everyone. It's such an honor to be able to share a reading this morning written by our very own Reverend Rosedale Jones. The title is Cultivating Passion, Purpose, and Self-Awareness. Cultivating the connection between passion and purpose requires self-awareness. To dance harmoniously with our passions, we must first acknowledge their presence. Self-awareness is the mirror that reflects our strengths and areas of growth. It allows us to navigate our passions with intention and recognize when they align with our purpose. Let's commit to a continuous journey of self-exploration. If we're not living the life we say we want to live, it means we're lacking passion. The simple solution is to engage in spiritual practice, which causes us to genuinely believe every word we say in our affirmative prayer. By doing so, we embrace the fullness of life's beautiful journey and enjoy its luxuries. Just like a candle that illuminates its surroundings, our passions, once ignited, radiate light into the world. By nurturing our passions and aligning them with our purpose, we become beacons of inspiration for others. When we give our lives purpose, we not only make a difference in our own selves, but also add something positive to the collective vibe. The following is a quote from our Reverend Rosedale Jones. Our journey isn't just about changing ourselves, but also sparking some real impact in the world. And so it is.
Take a moment just to take a deep breath in, and as you do, allow your eyelids just to drop down, cover all distractions. Close them, look in your lap, and exhale. And as you do, just listen to the song Imagine in your mind, some of the words that caught you, that caught your attention. Because you know, this song invites us to envision a world of unity, peace, and purposeful living. And the best part about it is it's an invitation for us to live in a better world, to us to remind ourselves that this is what it's all about. You know, I'm for sure that this song undoubtedly left an everlasting impact on all the generations throughout this world. Very powerful song. So please prepare yourselves for the talk as we cultivate our passion, our purpose, and self-awareness. So wiggle your fingers and your toes, and when you do, come back into your mind, your body, and your spirit. And before you totally come back into this consciousness container, circle your eyes with gratitude around your space. I'm still getting used to this space. It's freezing in here, but I can dig it. So let me start with a touch of gratitude. First of all, I have to give great thanks to our fabulous MC, Alan, the A-Team. And I also want to say thank you to our Groovy. Thank you to our Rita, Groovy J. That was fabulous because that talk really brought things alive. The prayer brought me alive. Everything before the minister, oh my God, really helps a lot. So thank you so much. And that prayer, Dr. Wanda, really, really, really got me thinking, what's your passion? What's your purpose this morning? It's freezing in here, yes, but what's all of that? So you can remember to calm yourself down. It's okay. It's all good. Now we're going to talk about our talk. Now here's what I know. When you cultivate passion and purpose, self-awareness is the byproduct. Period. Dot. When things come to your mind, what comes to my mind right now is when people start to cultivate passion, purpose, and self-awareness, John Lennon's song comes to fruition. Just think about that. Did you hear it? Did you feel it? Did you touch it? You see, that's how we change our journeys, just by opening up ourselves. Now, when we integrate those forces, purpose and passion, oh my God, we become, I don't know, I know for me, I'm filled with accomplishment. I'm filled with completion. I'm telling you, when I put those two together, that's what it feels like. That's why self-awareness is the byproduct of the two of them, because one teaches the other. Passion teaches purpose, purpose teaches passion. It just works that way. See, the first sentence in Groovy's reading read this: cultivating the connection between passion and purpose requires self-awareness. Gotta have that. Because if you don't know your passion, if you don't know who you are, you gotta first learn who you are so you can go into your passion. Self-awareness is a powerful concept, and it's really, really, truly, and honestly obtained through spiritual practices. Also, prayer work. But the both of them work hand in hand as well. But just know this, the self-awareness is an ongoing process. And let me tell you something else about self-awareness. It's definitely not for the weak at heart. That's for sure. I guess it's because you have to trust. And trust is a hard thing for a person that's weak in the heart to actually do without some work, without some practice, without taking the time. You see, I may be considered as a person who was weak at heart, who was a weak at heart back in my 20s. I was one of them. Sometimes I am one of them. But I have to remember, because I'm going back now into my past a tad bit in my 20s. Back there, I started as a cadet in the New York City Police Department. And I laugh when I think about how I had to become a man for at least 6 months of that time. And you see, I was used to wearing pretty dresses and heels and flowing as I walked up and down the street. But here's what was really happening. You know, I had to understand that, hey, things are not happening. And I'm going to tell you why passion worked into that. Here's the deal. As cadets, we had to come to the police academy every day, 5 days a week, and we had to wear these powder blue shirts, a tie, and khaki blue pants. And we had to carry a 50-pound bag full of equipment and all this stuff in a duffel bag. Now, the reason why I probably complained today about it back then was because I didn't own a car yet. So I had to walk and take the train for at least a year until I really got myself together. But the train was the subway in New York City. And now can you imagine a person who's vain like myself? Can you imagine me getting in the train in that ugly suit every day? Well, that's what it was. Now, I don't know about you, but I can be very vain. So here's the vanity example about me. When I watched, here's a good idea. When I watched our videos last Sunday, well, whatever day I watched them, Timmy P does a great job. I want to plug that in again. But let me just tell you something. I started looking at the video, and what did I see? The critic side of me said, oh, your lipstick was smeared. But the passion side of me said, you're good. You know what? Next time, don't sip your tea right after you put your lipstick on. And I didn't do it this morning, by the way. Just saying, probably nobody paid attention to that stuff. But I'm telling you, sometimes you can play the role of that weak at heart person. I admit it, I know it, and I just say, hey, talk to you. Because Rosedale is constantly talking to her. Anyway, that was my way of showing you vanity. Now, here's my example of showing you cultivation, purpose, and passion, and how it helped me in my self-awareness. For example, now here we go. So the first 1 or 2 weeks that I started as a cadet, I was walking down the street one day, and the critic side of me said, you know, we got the two sides. We got the critic and we got the passion, right? The critic said, I'm going to quit. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Now, mind you, here's what I can tell you. Change the way you look at things. The things you look at change. I saw this humiliation. You know what? Passion stepped up. And passion said, what are you talking about? You joined this, here comes purpose. You joined this force because you wanted to get your college degree and they're paying for it. So what are you talking about? You're going to quit. Are you going to pay this out your pocket? Listen to passion and purpose swinging to the right and to the left of me. I'm going, oh my goodness. Did you hear passion give me, I call her. Did you hear her give me purpose? So I have to do this, right? It's got to keep me going on to my job. It's got to keep me doing what I got to do because I have a why. Your purpose is your why. That if without a why, oh my God. Some of my clients, I tell them, the ones that are working on, let's say, for example, somebody's working on eating healthy or learning how to be more healthy. You got to have a why. If you don't have a why, one day you'll say, okay, I'll start today. And then tomorrow, I'm done. I don't remember. If you don't have passion to remind you of your purpose, which is your why, you are in trouble. Houston, we got a problem. Well, then again, after listening to it and seeing it in a way of, you know what, you chose this job because you decided that they were paying full boat. So let's do it. So then I decided to look at it differently. Passion helped me to see that a little sweat equity wasn't gonna hurt me. So the best thing for me to do is start getting it together because I wanted that I didn't want that tuition to come out of my pocket. So you see how cultivating passion, purpose brings self-awareness, why self-awareness is the byproduct of it. Because see, in hindsight, I realized that I was always listening to both the critic and the passion side. I call passion Rosedale. I call critic Dale. And my sister and I were laughing about that yesterday, how she's Nadira and Andrea. I say, Dale is the New Yorker, and she will cut you down in a minute if you don't behave. Rosedale, on the other hand, is a little more cooler, if you will, calmer. She got a different way of doing things. But Dale, don't cut her up. You know. So that's the difference, okay? So now the passion side actually always gets to win when I'm successful, when I feel accomplished, when I am complete. She won. If I ever not feel complete, critic is going 24/7. Blah, blah, blah. I have to tell critic, sit down somewhere. You are overheard. Just be quiet. But I tell you one thing about passion. She's winning all the time now. And it makes me feel good because, you know, it's all about understanding what I want, who I am, and where I'm going. It's the same thing with anyone else, but you can choose to remember that. Passion plays a critical role, a crucial role in self-awareness. Oh my God. When we have a strong passion, what happens is things are naturally drawn to us, just naturally drawn, and it ignites this fire, which is that spirit within us. We have to realize that that fire that we're trying to hold back and say, well, I can't say this and I can't do that. That is the spirit. That is passion. That is your igniting. You don't let that light shine. You don't let that spark. Then you know what? You are sitting there fighting yourself. Passion provides us with a sense of direction, and it helps us to discover what truly matters to us. See, on the other hand, purpose means giving identity to our passion. Passion means giving identity to our purpose. You gotta know that the two of those are come hand in hand when you look back at your successful things. Take 1 second just to think about this, something you did very successful. Very successful now. How much passion did you have about that particular thing you did? Even if it's nothing but cleaning your house and it looks beautiful at the end of the day, and you say, whoa, look at those, I can see myself in my windows. You were passionate about cleaning that house that day. You had to, if it's good, you had to have passion. Purpose provides, absolutely. Purpose provides. I was gonna start laughing, guys, so I'm trying to be cool. But purpose it gives us direction. Not only does it give us direction, it gives us stability to keep us on on point. Because if we're not staying on point, that's just what happens. So when passion and purpose both come together, we create this powerful synergy. And you know what synergy is? Synergy is that motivation. It's that momentum that really keeps us going. It keeps us thriving. Once you start seeing it start to work, that's when you're building that synergy, that momentum. Things are starting to gel. If the thing is 5 or 6 years down the road and you start in school, yeah, you're gonna need to do a lot of talking, a lot of talking. If the thing is starting a company, a business, and it's a lot to do, like a lot of moving parts, get to do one or two. Build momentum. But you gotta be talking to that passion and that purpose. Why do I want this business? Why did I want to lose weight many, many years ago and become strong and healthy the way I am? So I could be who I am today. If I had stopped for 1 minute and didn't decide to do all those things, I would not be as happy as I am today. See, the two of them, what they do is they actually have us tap into who we are. We tap into that self-awareness. We really tap. You know what? Through three things: through introspection, through actually meditation, and also through motivating yourself. Those three things that you need, you gotta have those, or the accomplishment doesn't happen. What happens with no accomplishment? That's up to you. You see, meditation, spiritual practice, prayer work puts you in automatic sanctuary mode. And what happens in a sanctuary? A sanctuary gives you that place and that time to yourself. You remember we talked about introspection a couple of weeks ago. And basically, what was introspection talking about? It was talking about a moment to take and stop and just reflect. Look at the mirror in your heart, in your soul. Really look at it. What am I doing? You wake up every day. Are you happy? Are you really happy? Did you do the things you said you wanted to do last year? Look at that list that we sent out back, whoever came to our third Christmas Eve thing. New Year's Eve. We wrote those, and I look at mine really diligently. I have to, because I got to see, oh, yeah, I did. Oh, this is what happened. Because you know what? When you pay attention and you take little notes, the passion builds. When you forget that stuff and you don't do it, critic builds. Failure, not gonna work. See, I told you wasn't gonna do this. Does that make you smile? If you do, I won't drink the water in your house. Because introspection is like a spotlight inside. You are shining that light inside, literally, and it's already a light inside of us. If you don't choose to believe that, that's okay with me, because I do. I actually know, And so in sanctuary, what happens is we get to connect. We get to connect with our inner selves. And spiritual practices is one of the things that helps me personally to discern what is my passion, what is my purpose. And this way, when I know them, I understand that I got to keep going. It's not that I'm forcing myself. The passion, you have no choice but to move. Oh my God, I don't understand it. It's just amazing how beautiful it works for me. We even talked about living out loud. And you know what happens when we did that, when we talk about living out loud? When you're living out loud, you get to understand your purpose, your why. It invites you to tell everybody your passions, to show everybody your passion. It has you embrace your authenticity. It's about boldly, fearlessly expressing who you are. It's about boldly, fearlessly saying, I won't accept that, so and so. Being true to ourselves is uno numero one. Am I saying that right, Alan? Numero. So what happens is, what's my thing is to inspire me. What's my other thing is to help people around me stay inspired, especially the ones that are very close and near and dear to me. In fact, the ones that are very close, when they get too close, the emotions that have to experience now, therefore, that why has to very, very quickly come into play. Why are you doing this now if this is starting to get sticky with that critic? You either speak up or forever stuff your feelings. And stuffing your feelings is a not so good, because when you're stuffing your feelings, you're still incomplete. You're totally out of bounds. You don't want to do that. And how long will you be still doing this thing? And then 3 years from now, somebody says, oh, you know what? I'm going to have a business in cosmetics. Well, the person says, oh, I was supposed to do that. Oh, yeah, I didn't do that, did I? Come on. But here, you know what's really good to do is to join a community. Because any type of community, but a spiritual community like Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte, it's a thing. I call you out on your stuff to make you wake up, to make me wake up. And, as a community, we support each other in embracing our passions. I always want to know, what are your passions to the team? I really want to know, what are you thinking about? What's your purpose? Why are you here? Without that why, oh my God. So also one thing about Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte is that we use the blend of spirituality and science. And what that does to me, I don't know about you, but to me, it awakens me. It awakens my passion. It awakens this buried stuff that I didn't even realize was there for that moment. And then when it shows up, I can examine my passions. You do remember Groovy's reading when she says to dance harmoniously with our passions, we must acknowledge their presence. You can't dance with passion if you don't acknowledge the presence. Let me tell you another presence that must be acknowledged. The presence within you, that spirit within you, that love within you. If when you start your little prayer, you have to recognize, because the moment you recognize that power, the next thing you do, you recognize that you belong to that power, and then you will spurt it all out. This is what I know for me. That's how it goes. See, self-awareness is a mirror, and it reflects our strengths, and it also reflects our personal growth. So I want to tell you about a song real quick. Let the song that we're about to play remind you of that journey towards passion and purpose, because it's the dance with self-awareness. The next song encourages us to dance. It allows us and it encourages us to make sure we explore the depths of our desires and our ambitions. Really pay attention to this beautiful song and take it to heart, and I mean soul. Let's hear Dance by my girl. Dance, guys. Whether you choose to acknowledge it or not, we're all always on some journey going somewhere every day. So when one door closes, I do hope one opens. But if it doesn't open for you and it seems like it's not going to open, dance. I hope you dance. And another thing, remember the thing about purpose and passion? Passion and purpose is the dance with self-awareness. And thank you, Mo, for all of those wonderful prayers that you send out there for us, to all of these people. Because like I always tell you, if you have not received a prayer request, a prayer from Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte, you did not put in a prayer request. And all you need to do is go to that email. Go to that website. So back to the matter at hand. This is usually the time we talk about birthdays. So I always tell you, I don't know your birthday, but if you want to, you can put your birth date and your month right there in chat, or you can go right to your right in YouTube and just write in the comments. You know your birthday, I just don't. So jot it down, because you know why? If we do not acknowledge our birthdays, then I got a funny feeling we're not acknowledging ourselves. So if you don't acknowledge your birthday, start doing it now, because you may find a whole lot more about you that you never believed. So here, self-awareness comes with birthdays, okay? So I got to go to the big gratitude shout out now to our fabulous team. Thank you, MC, aka Alan, and that's my A team over there, and also the music man. He's the maestro. He did the music, and Reverend Dr. Wanda, she did that fabulous prayer. And she also did a fabulous platform prayer for us too this morning. So that was awesome as well. And a big old shout out goes to Groovy G with that reading, because it was fabulous. Also, to keep you to also know, she's also doing the prayer room tech as well at the end. So you need to tell her, I want a prayer. I would like a prayer request by using your emojis on your Zoom thing, and just raise your hand. And there you are. She will put you in. So also, what else did I say? Oh, and Dr. Wanda, she's the practitioner of the day. So you can get a wonderful prayer from one of them this morning. So the Melissa, thank you for those announcements and the spotlighting. So I think I hit every nerve that I was supposed to hit today. So that said, remember, as before we close out, that today was all about cultivating passion, purpose, and self awareness. And, let's make life all about adventures. You see, self awareness is an adventure in and of itself. Just learning the truth about you and accepting the truth about you and deciding that you want to change something that you don't really care for about you is powerful. Again, that's not for the weak at heart. So during our journey, cultivating passion and purpose is going to be the main thing that's going to help with that self-awareness. So listen to this. Sometimes we have to look at it as this next song, where you have to capture different adventures. So here's the deal about when it comes down to the journey and the spiritual movement that you're on. When you start a journey, that's the time for everything to be great, because once you reach that plateau that you're reaching to get to where you're going, the adventure that you're on, all of that will be forgotten. So don't forget it, because it's what gets you there that makes it more powerful. So remember, on this adventure, call it paradise, on this journey that you're on, because this next song is going to remind us of that and bring us up to speed with our paradise trip. So let's take that adventure right now with with Dr. Michael Byrne and I Beckwith. Here we go. Adventure in paradise. And guess what? I'm taking you with me. I'm activating my spiritual source, my spiritual practice. So come on. Y'all like that? Who's going on to the next venture? Who's ready for the next adventure? Y'all ready to take that adventure? Good. I sure hope you do. I sure hope you are. So at any rate, it's time to pray out. So Dr. Wanda, would you please do us the honors, my lovely lady?
Of course, I'd love to after that. Thank you so much, Reverend Rosedale, for that passionate talk today. I could feel the passion and the motion. So let's just now celebrate this moment, because this is the moment when we are no longer the same. We have been moved, we have been elevated, we have been empowered, we have been encouraged, and we have been embraced by this community. So right here, right now, I give thanks. I give thanks for the knowledge that each and every individual who was at this presence today, this service today, is not the same. We have been moved from one place to another. And yet, as I know, each and every one of us has deep within our center that natural knowing, that DNA with which we are born that knows all things. This is just a reminder. And it's great to be reminded once again of who we are. And we are magnificent, a magnificent expression of the power and presence which created us, which birthed us into existence, which celebrates us each and every day, who loves us without condition. Always remember that God loves you and I love you all, because I know that you are me and I am you. And therefore, I love myself. Love yourselves this week. Know yourself this week. Follow your passion this self. Don't listen to your lion head or watch your lion eyes. Know that the truth lies within your heart. Always go into your heart. Heart is finding answers in the heart. That's faith. That's what faith is, finding answers in the heart. Stay in your heart. Stay centered today, because I know that's the place where we truly live. And I celebrate that today. I celebrate each and every one of you. And I give thanks to each and every person who gives of themselves each Sunday to create this safe space for people to come and plug in and be encouraged and to be charged up for the week. So right now we're prayed up. I feel that we are prayed up. And so I release this into a law that knows only good. I remove my human hands when there's no need to think about anything, for it is done. It is done right here, right now in this space. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much, Dr. Wanda, for that fabulous pray out. I just want to tell you, have a great rest of your week. This is the end of August. You know, we're 8 months into the year. Did you see anything different? Has anything changed for you? I think that that's what we should be talking about or thinking about right now as far as our lives at this moment. What did I do for the last 8 months? Was it a blink? So it's very good to just think about that. Do an inventory at least once a month and see how you're doing and where you are. Because pretty soon we'll be saying Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. So just a thought. So with that being said, guys, I'm just going to say I'll see you later. And I look forward to seeing you next week.